Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio.
Welcome to Local Yokelz.
Well, I hit the record button. I don't know if you like how I gotta say hot dogs. Yes, it's another episode of Local Yokelz, episode 10. Make sure I'm just gonna get it out of the way. Sorry, Dusty. If you didn't read the title, we got Dusty Gill back behind the mic. What was I going to say? My train of thought's so wild today because I've been reading library information all day. Oh, yeah. Okay, so make sure you get online and hop on the Instagram and follow us at Old Heart Radio. And follow us on Twitter at Old Heart in Space. Subscribe to the YouTube at Old Heart Radio. And make sure you just listen to the podcast in general. Thank you, hot dogs. This has been your PSA. Anyway, back to real life. Dear Dusty Gill. It's been what, about a week or so, give or take.
Hot minute.
But a lot of life to be lived in between. You definitely caught that most recent episode of WandaVision. I'm taking it.
Yeah, it was the first thing I did Friday when I clocked off. I started making some dinner and threw it on, and
hell yeah,
I was just like, yes,
dude, it was good. It's juicy, man. That show just keeps fucking building. I'm so
twists and turns.
Yeah, and it just makes me more excited for the other things like Falcon and Winter Soldier. They just Loki.
Yeah, June 11th.
Yeah, dude, like that.
Saw that today.
That's gonna be fantastic. Like that series looks dope.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm stoked that Disney Plus is finally paying off. Yeah, I guess The Mandalorian was worth it for sure, but
yeah,
everything in between.
It's nice to have something continuously, because you had that. Remember last year after Mandalorian ended, I just didn't log back into Disney Plus. I mean, I had a free year of it from like Verizon or something like that.
Yeah.
And then when that ended, I was just like, all right, well, I don't ever go on here. So I didn't subscribe again until Mandalorian restarted. And now that we're going to have, consecutive shows just through the year.
It seems like they finally hit that point where they can start just like rolling out stuff back to back. So that way it gives it, you finish something, you get something fresh. And I think that's a pretty good cycle, especially because later in the year, we're going to get some fresh Star Wars action, stuff like that. So it's like Marvel, Star Wars. I wonder how long.
I think they're going to give us a brief break from Marvel after probably Loki, because I saw today, I don't know if you saw the title of Spider-Man movie or not.
Oh yeah.
Because they're kind of messing with people.
Right?
Yeah, they're kind of fucking with people yesterday with different titles and stuff.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, they teased it and finally allegedly dropped it, and so then at the end it said December this year.
Yeah.
So
we'll get that little end cap.
Yeah, I think we'll get some Star Wars at the end of the year leading up to that. Probably the Book of Boba or whatever.
Yeah, the Book of Boba, dude.
Yeah, but WandaVision. I think everybody saw what was going to happen there. WandaVision, as far as Agatha goes.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. But I think Marvel does this like really interesting thing where they tease their fans with potential things, like you were just talking about with the Spider-Man title. But every now and then they give you like something solid, something that you can guess right away. And like that was, I think, this Agatha moment, and it makes you as a fan think like, okay, the speculation's worth it because some of it's paying off.
I mean, if you really think about it, it's very obvious looking at her name. It's Agnes,
really
Agatha Harkness. And I think that's where people drew that, between that and the whole June 2nd thing of her her wedding anniversary being the Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
And it was just, I mean, it was obvious, but it's just like, well, what, it's crazy that she was herself inside of there the whole time. She wasn't controlled or anything.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it just makes you wonder, like, to what extent she is controlling Wanda's actions or helping Wanda's, kind of enabling Wanda's actions. Yeah.
Because you notice how, like, the aspect ratio always changes when they go outside the hex.
Yeah. It's really, that's one of the things I love about the show, like how they do that, like, kind of
more of a cinematic, like, going back. And it's interesting when they went down into the basement, it cut back into that aspect ratio. So I'm like, wait, is the basement somehow not in the hex? Like it has its own bubble or something like that?
Yeah, it's untouched, like a little untouched zone.
Yeah.
I saw some speculation that the book that Agatha has is like, it looks like one, like the books that Wong shows Doctor Strange in the first Doctor Strange movie.
Oh yeah.
These like the books that only masters can check out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's like a purposeful
she stole it
tie.
Or something.
Yeah, maybe she stole it, because I mean, in the Doctor Strange movie, which I literally just rewatched, like they fuck up like most of the sanctums. So like there could be maybe some magical person gets in there and snags some items,
Yeah, some sort of, I mean, the tie-in. Probably the tie-in's got to be in there. I mean,
well, and I really think that Benedict Cumberbatch, I mean, that's the rumor, right? Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be like making a potential appearance in the show. So maybe he's coming back to claim his book or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like he's got to go back through the multiverses, get these books back and get stuff back in order.
That'd be fun.
I mean, because he's, holder of time, so.
Yeah, dude, the keeper. Yeah. Anyway, I just love it. It keeps building on itself, and it's just every week it's like it's the highlight of Friday right now. It's like hopping on that WandaVision.
I think it's funny how it's very deceiving though when you look at that runtime. You're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get 37 minutes this week. 7 minutes is the freaking credits.
Yeah, it's wild, man. And there's all that like online speculation. I bought into it too. Like that I was like, oh, the last episodes are all going to be an hour long, and then I like went to go start the episode. I was like, what is this?
Damn it. Well, allegedly it is 47 minutes this week, from what I saw.
Yeah, we'll see. But, I mean, what was cool is that they finally did like a little like post-credit scene or like credit scene. I mean, I was wondering about that, but it made you just wonder, like, is that like if that Quicksilver is like somehow working with Agnes or Agatha?
Yeah. Or did he come from a different multiverse?
Yeah, which could very well be. I mean, that'd be an interesting way of like tying in just that Fox X-Men universe. But,
it'll be interesting. So about 2 episodes left, so
we'll see.
Finally, we'll see.
I just really loved the way this episode was shot, like the style that they were following. Just like I kind of got sucked into it though. Like it was weird. Like watching it, I felt like I was watching one of those like kind of sitcom or those types of shows.
Modern Family and
so it made me take like the plot of WandaVision like less seriously.
Like she's just depressed.
Yeah,
that's just typical depression shit.
Just, warping reality on accident and shit.
Yeah.
It was weird. I was just like, and that was the first time it happened. I think for the other ones, I was able to easily break out of that because I'm like, I don't always watch shows in those styles anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was able to more like focus on the WandaVision aspect rather than like the stylized shit like aspect of it. So
Yeah.
it was just interesting. I thought it was so well done that like in that way I was just like, oh shit, man, I'm sucked in.
Yeah, no, it's I'm happily surprised that like the production value and the budget they put into these shows, and I think Mandalorian kind of broke the mold and in that way, and especially the whole like instead of using green screens, they're using some sort of new Sony like giant video screen things that look real.
I was reading about it one day and it's like, I can't remember the exact name of the tech, but yeah, it's like they basically, you're able to build like a stage that has like, the screens that just give so much depth to like the what you're trying to project on them, rather than like the as opposed to green screens, which just have very
flat
depth. So it's just wild. And then you're able to build like physical sets kind of around that better and stuff. And I think the Kathleen Kennedy, the head of Lucasfilm, she was saying basically like the way she described it was sort of like the actors, instead of just acting at something, like they're able to physically interact with something, and they
can see it there.
And so in that way it just enhances their performance all the better too. So it really fucking works. But the thing is, it's a Disney owned, like it's a proprietary thing that Disney owns, so they're the only ones that use that technology. Nobody else is able to like get on that level unless they get some of that money to Disney.
License it out. I can see that.
Which is interesting to me. I was like, that gives them a hell of a leg up in terms of entertainment.
Yeah, well, I mean, LucasArts, it's always kind of been on the cutting edge of stuff like that, Industrial Lights and Magic and stuff. So
hell yeah, man. Long history, like rich history of being kind of at the forefront of some of that innovative technology. It's cool, man, that they're still pushing it. And I think with that, like you'll only find just better series and better like entertainment coming out the more they decide to use that technology. Like you said, like Mandalorian, once that hit and became successful and it worked, and it was like it opened the floodgate there. So
look like they're actually on Tatooine.
I know, man, and it's so cool. Like I don't know, I just I turn into such a fanboy watching The Mandalorian, and I know that's like so classic right now, but like when Luke Skywalker appeared, I was just like, holy shit, man. Like watching Luke Skywalker in action, I was just like blown away, because as a kid, that's all you ever wanted, man. Like you knew Luke was a badass at the end of Return of the Jedi, but you saw him do that like cheesy fight with Vader, and then you're like, god damn it, what else can he do?
You want to see his powers and stuff. So
hell yeah, man. Well, I want to see the raw power. But yeah, dude, I don't know. It's interesting, because it's like as these all become like huge franchises, like there's like this like pull where you're just like, god damn, like the franchise is such a, I don't know, it's changing so much about entertainment. But at the same time, it's like bringing these like things that like I don't know, as like a nerd turned adult nerd, it's like all these things you loved as a kid are just like coming to life finally, and so you're just like, fuck yes, like I'm into it.
Especially if you really follow the canon and stuff like that, you understanding more what the Mandalorian is. Because what was Boba Fett on screen for maybe all of 7-8 minutes between all the movies?
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. It's like that's why like the introduction of his character was so fucking awesome, was because again, like kind of like that Luke Skywalker moment, it's like you only have like, I don't know, it's like things in like some novels and like just factoids that have popped up for the Star Wars universe about like Boba Fett and his like capability. So yeah, I don't know, it's just fucking awesome that they're finally playing on all that shit, and they're finally able to expand it because the want is there. How did you feel about the most recent Skywalker trilogy? Like
I liked it.
Awakens.
I wasn't one of those people that hated The Last Jedi. I thought it was interesting.
It's a wild movie. I go back and forth on it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, because like parts of it are like just feel unexplained.
Yeah.
And like, but there's some really like awesome moments in that movie as well. And so it's just sort of like it's a head scratcher for me.
Yeah. I think what really sucks was them changing directors from each, it's like you should have that continuity,
Absolutely.
the same vision across all three rather than one vision for 1 and 3 and then a completely different vision on the second one.
Yeah, and that I think like, and that's why like, who is it? Ryan Johnson, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to like, I can't say he's like a bad director or anything like that. I think he just like was given a property that, and he brought his own directorial style to it, an angle to it, the storytelling, and it following like J.J. Abrams. It was just completely different. You know what I mean? And that's the problem with like directors that stand out really well, like I guess in a way where it's like, I guess it's not a problem. It's just we have like somebody like J.J. Abrams who has a particular style. Like it's noticeable when that's not there. Like even when you're trying to hold like a continuity, and that's your point. I think is, and I think that's exactly what the problem was with those movies, although the Rise of Skywalker, like that felt like again, it was like really cool. It had some really amazing moments, like the fucking like her like force pulling that ship under the ground, like.
And then you see the lightning, you're like, oh.
Yeah, like that shit was incredible in terms of like Star Wars like
fan service.
Yeah, it was like, what the hell, man? But like it felt a little bit like this like Spider-Man, like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3, where it was just like there's so much so many elements jammed into it that you're just like, I don't have time to process what like the connection between all of it.
He probably jammed 2 movies in one. He was like, well, I didn't get my Last Jedi, so I got to jam this stuff into the third one.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Because it moved fast and everything, but
it did. I like the pace of that movie is definitely not an issue. Like I love how that movie starts off with Kylo going to fucking Mustafar, and, to obtain that like whatever Sith artifact or whatever. It's such a cool way to start that movie, I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. Like I'm just interested to see with Star Wars like how much they're gonna play off of like just
these shows.
Yeah. Well, like the shows, they're definitely, I think they're finding like the success and the way they like the path forward. But it's the movies now that I think they're like really starting to have to figure out, because I think people don't want to keep seeing like the rehashing of like the Skywalker movies, like, or the Skywalker characters necessarily.
Yeah, I think that people are kind of, I mean, like there was Mandalorian was refreshing because it wasn't all Jedi, which I like the Jedi and all, but it's like, well, there's so much more out there. And you like this serialized spaghetti Western of the Mandalorian,
Oh yeah, man. Well, it just like, yeah, I'm with you. Like there's just so much more to explore, and I'm glad that they're finally doing that,
Yeah.
Because again, like I just don't think, I don't know. I think that's why they're going with a Rogue Squadron movie. It's something away from the Force aspect of like the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, I think too is like maybe they saw how successful Rogue One was and how a lot of people think that's one of their favorite Star Wars movies. Like, it really didn't have anything to do with Jedi and all that stuff,
No, dude, but it's
a cool heist movie,
It's a fantastic movie, like, and I think that is exactly it. Like it was like they went for this like different style, this different element, and like it paid off. And so I'm just, it's kind of cool that like to note that they're like actually paying attention to those successes in that way. So
yeah, definitely, it's nice.
Hell yeah, man. What else you got? What are you consuming this week? Like,
I did watch on Netflix, there's a new movie that came out on Friday. It's called like Care a Lot.
Oh, I've been wanting to watch it. How is
It's
it?
very good. I was like I
Dinklage,
like,
dude.
yeah, Dinklage. Rosamund Pike's really good.
Yo,
Like the only thing I think I've ever seen her in besides that was Gone Girl.
yeah, she's so good in Gone Girl though, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like it gives like just chilly vibes, man. Like her character is so good.
She's a badass in this
Yeah.
too, and like she's
Oh, cool. Hell yeah.
yeah, I got kind of Gone Girl vibes for sure, but she's more of a con man than anything, which is, and it's a concept I had never really thought of, but it's a very real thing that's going on in this
Yeah.
world.
Dope,
So,
dude.
I highly recommend. It's good, it's about 2 hours, so it's nice, something to watch at night.
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna definitely check it out. I'll have to tell you what I think about it next time we talk, because I saw it pop up and I was like, ooh, what's that?
Yeah, you're like, okay, it's kind of refreshing that. I mean, I don't know if I would see that in theaters, but
Fair enough.
it was really good,
Yeah. Fair enough. That's how I felt. I just recently watched this other movie that popped up on Netflix called The Dig. It's like,
Keep meaning to watch that too.
it's pretty cool. It's definitely, it's definitely like a slower paced movie. But Ralph,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah, Voldemort helps dig up some this archaeological site. But I don't know. In terms of like a kind of period piece, it was really interesting, and it sort of, one of the elements it sort of focuses on is the fact that Ralph finds this character who this is all pulled from historical fact, but he basically is, the excavator of this dig, and he eventually gets like no credit for the find because he's not a formal archaeologist. He's just, and so the museum sends these archaeologists who refuse to do the dig in the first place, and
they take all the credit for him.
Yeah, they take all the credit because they just like look down on him for like basically just being like the person that digs, and it's just like, it's just as interesting. I don't know. I never really thought about that hierarchy going into it, but then you watch the movie and you're just like, damn, dude, that dude should have gotten all the fucking credit.
Is it like a prequel to Holes? Is it a Holes cinematic universe?
Yeah. I love it. I love the merging of that. That's one of the things I've long wanted to do. If I ever had like just infinite amounts of time, I would love to just write obnoxious fan fiction where it's like that, like
Stanley Yelnats.
Somehow you tie Stanley Yelnats to like the lineage of the Ralph Fiennes' character in the dig.
Yeah, he's like some sort of long lost uncle or something,
Somebody out there's asking for some Holes fan fiction.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's erotic fan fiction out there for Holes. There's got to be. Get some sploosh up in here.
Juicy erotica.
Yeah.
Surrounded. Oh yeah, that was always like, yeah, like what was the like sploosh was just like old
onions,
warm like peaches or whatever, right?
Yeah, and then they mixed peaches and onions to cover up the smell of smelly shoes or something.
It's been years and years and years since I've read that book, but oh my god, I remember how big of a deal it was when that was the hot book that year.
Oh yeah,
at the book fair, do you remember Scholastic book fairs?
Yeah, those were awesome. Yeah, I could never really buy anything there because it was so expensive, but it was awesome. Like going there and you see displays, and maybe the new Harry Potter book was there or something like that.
Exactly. Just like I mean, I just remember everything just popped, dude. It was like always like so bright, and everything captured your attention. And it was like you go up to it, and sometimes it'd be a dud. You'd be like, "This book ain't worth it."
But that cover, man, they got you with that.
Yeah, exactly.
They took our crappy little elementary school library and turned it into like a freaking toy store.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's weird, dude. Like it's like studying librarian shit. Like It is strange. Like it's like one of the things we've been talking about is like how to orchestrate like displays like in the library to like appeal to, you know, student patrons and stuff. and I just keep thinking I have just flashes of Scholastic magazines and book fairs, and I keep thinking about the Kenroy Library.
Yep.
Like,
for sure. That's all I can think of when I think of a book fair.
Yeah, dude. Like, but I just think about that space and how, like you were just saying, dude, like how small it was and kind of plain it was, but like, they did some shit with that space that made, as a kid, made me think it was like a completely different zone. Like, yeah,
shout out Miss Randall.
There you go, dude. Well deserved shout outs, dude. Yeah, man, it's interesting. That was I don't know.
I remember the book order forms too. You'd get in your little cubby. Those were sweet too.
Yeah. I never, but like you said, dude, I'm the same way. I never got shit from the book fair. My parents maybe once every now and then would give me would order something off one of those little magazines. Yeah. You know what I mean? But other than that, it was like, just check it out from the library if they got it.
Exactly. Yeah. Those were the days.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Interesting. So right before we started recording, and I made you save your thoughts on this. I wanted to talk a bit about it. Listen to that Manchester Orchestra album you mentioned last week. And of course, at this exact moment, I'm blanking on the exact name of it.
It's a Black Mile to the Surface.
That's it. I was like, I'm gonna have to look it up. Damn it.
Yeah, it's about that mine in South Dakota that all those people work down in.
Dude, it's a heavy, it's just a heavy album. It has some really interesting, all Manchester Orchestra albums. It has some really interesting, uplifting movements in some of the songs, and but thematically it has this weight about it throughout the whole album.
Very depressing and real, and I also thought it was a concept album of sorts, just from the way the songs flowed.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that, you know, and I know concept albums can be kind of loose for some people, some, it can be I had this general idea and it flowed through most of the album. Or they could be very specifically crafted, songs. So but it seems like it kind of had at least a general concept to it.
It's interesting, the first song is kind of more of a flash forward, I feel like. And because it's told from this perspective of a baby, basically, looking down on the baby and everything. But then it goes right into the end of a tumultuous fucking relationship.
Yeah, dude. And
how the way I looked at it is, this guy has a bad relationship end, and then he finds out the girl is pregnant, and then he's kind of coming to grips with becoming a dad and stuff, and then his dad dies, and that just adds to his depression.
Yeah,
because there's a line about mile outside of whatever, but your old man's heart attack, and then he goes there with his brother to his dad's house, cleans stuff out, and takes pills from the medicine cabinet.
Yeah, dude.
And then grabs a gun and goes to a fucking grocery store and shoots it up. That was the most what?
Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. It's I feel like the last time I really checked into Manchester Orchestra, they didn't have they weren't this dark.
No.
And that was what really kept me drawn back to this album. I was just whoa, dude, this. Yeah. Lyrically, you get some wild shit there, dude.
The more you listen to it, the more you kind of piece together the story, or kind of what you think it is in your head.
Yeah. Well, there's this whole line that he sings where he's it's really laid out, where it's I put the guns to my lips and then like I pull the trigger and it clicks, and it's just like holy fuck, dude. Like
It's just like paints an image of he shoots at the store, and I think in this process, I think they were trying to show that his pregnant ex-girlfriend was in the store as well, and he killed her without even knowing, and then he tries to kill himself.
Oh God, dude.
And then I think the most fucking part is like his life is so fucked up he couldn't even get killing himself right too.
I know that it is. It's like on top of all the failings that you basically kind of like deal with in this album, like that on top of everything, it's just like, and that just leads to like it just helps paint the picture of basically the character you're following at this point. And I don't know, man, I was just blown away by it. Like
it really hit me hard up like first few times listening. I was like, Jesus Christ. And just you keep adding to it and figuring more stuff out. Like when I think the song's called Lead, South Dakota, when he finds out she's gonna have a baby. He's talking about how, every winter someone freaking loses it in that town. The snow just keeps piling up and just depression just keeps building. Yeah, man.
And I mean, it's just interesting because it's just like that shit's like, it's raw. That's real for people, and like it makes you. That's why I keep thinking about this album. This Manchester Orchestra album made me think more than any of their other albums.
Like, we were like, this shit's totally happened somewhere, like especially the guy. I forgot what song it was, but he clearly had a really shitty upbringing. I think after he shoots up the grocery store, it does kind of like a flashback to his upbringing, like his alcoholic dad, cutting his ears off.
Oh, fuck it.
That's what they called him, the alien growing up.
Oh God, dude.
But it has this one line throughout the album. It's kind of the theme of it. There's nothing that, what is it? There's nothing that when you die that you keep.
Yeah, which is a really powerful fucking statement. Just
it's just like you can't take it with you, whatever it is.
Yeah, which I mean, I think like that sentiment pushes people in a couple directions. It makes you strive for, I don't know, like it's selfish purposes of like collecting and like wanting all you can, or it pushes you to be more outward, I think. But
and not care about materialism. But you can go either way.
Which I think is, I don't know, it's a real weird mentality thing. But that's a really wild theme that popped out of there, and I was really like kind of. It was just like an interesting reminder of that mentality overall, like that idea overall. So it was just, I'm glad he brought it up the other week, because I was just like, damn, dude, like I just need to check in on him. And then I saw that, and it was just like, I'm just gonna dive in. And
it's funny, I'll be listening like on my Spotify of your daily playlists that change every day. Go from one song right to the grocery. I'm like, oh my God.
Sometimes it doesn't jive, right? It's weird, man. It's like I sometimes check in on those. Like I don't know. I don't often use the daily playlist. Like,
they can get pretty messed up if you're just like, you're hanging out with friends and you're like, well, listen to this shitty Creed song. And then you have this playlist that has Creed and Limp Bizkit on it. And all this shitty stuff that you're just kind of joking around listening to. And you're like, oh boy.
Yeah, dude. I was just like scrolling through today, and there's like a whole section that popped up that was like 1997 tracks or whatever, and I was like, God damn, what was I listening to the other day that made that pop up? I was
like Pavement or something.
Yeah, there's like Marcy's Playground album that popped up.
Hell yeah.
I was like, geez, like deep cuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm just becoming way more aware of like the algorithm on Spotify right now. Yeah. More than anything, because like every morning I go to work, like I try to give myself time to like make myself espresso and just like have some sort of semblance of a routine.
Yeah.
And I get on there and, you know, it's just like, I feel like most often I just gravitate towards the recently played. and I'm just like, I feel like I've just been trapped in my own cycle here.
The same 10 songs that you're digging right now.
They're like the first one, like, you know, some of the first things that you see when you like start like looking on there, and you're just like, okay, yeah, dude, like, why not?
Yeah, I'm feeling that vibe.
Chuck Mangione again. yeah. So I don't know. I gotta really start like paying attention to that and like making sure I keep like branching out, because that's always been like one of my biggest like heels, is that I get locked into what I fucking like, and then I'm just like, all right, that's all I need, you know. I don't need you know, and at least personally it's just like, I don't know, I live off of recommendations from other people.
Yeah, man, like Jeremiah Steele, he always some great,
that guy, dude.
I always, especially like last summer, started lockdown, just hanging out and just sitting there, just going through YouTube bullshitting, and
dude, he's
just
always
discovering stuff that, he's just like, oh damn, this is good. How would I not know about this?
I don't know how he has the time to always be surfing around and finding all this new shit, but every time I hang out with him, one of the things that like we have this like hyper intense like session of him just like showing me all this new shit for me to absorb.
You're like, damn, where has this been?
And I'm always just like, wow, dude, I really don't use YouTube properly. Like,
yeah, I mean, YouTube, I think I've started to somewhat figure it out. Spotify, I've definitely found some new stuff just for my daily mixes that it keeps showing me, and I'm like, oh, this band's kind of cool.
Yeah, I most often check out those like I don't know if they're like more like weekly mixes or whatever. Yeah. But I don't know. It is interesting. I do get turned on to some new stuff. The feature I like about Spotify the most is the radio feature. Like, so like I'll go, you know, like hit a track like a Sufjan Stevens track,
radio. Yeah.
You know, and I'll hit the radio and it pops up like a bunch of different shit that I jive with, but I'm just like, you know, I wouldn't have like spent the time typing in the information to search for.
You're like, oh, shit, I haven't thought about this band in forever. I've definitely, those have popped up. You know, Dandy Warhols that pop up. And my God.
Dude, when's the last time I listened to Dandy Warhol's track?
2007?
For real.
Like, they had that one album that was pretty good, so.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. And, I don't know. It's always worth, like, I guess, just making sure you know, as best you can, not just keep getting trapped in those holes, those like cycles of just like repetitive shit, because there's so much out there, and it's just like, you know, you just got to type in a different set of letters, man, and you're
I feel like with the pandemic there's been a lot of really good collaborations and stuff that's come out this year. I've seen so many like collaborations with people that are like, what? They did a collaboration? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, man, I agree. I think it's, people are like, especially like artists, are starting to try and figure out creative ways of like, you know, bridging that gap between themselves so they can like reach bigger audiences with each other, and it leads some really awesome like material, you know, that comes out. So it's interesting, the effects of the pandemic.
Yes, I think the funniest thing is going back to Manchester Orchestra, Andy Holder, their lead singer, was talking about collaborating with Paris Jackson.
Oh.
I was like, what? And the song I heard was pretty decent. I was like, Paris Jackson of all people? Like, I guess she must be that cool, man, if they're gonna do that. But
yeah, that is that's just a wild pairing, man. Like,
yeah, I had no idea she was doing music. Well, I mean, I guess that's all she has at this point, you know.
Yeah.
Living that legacy, but whatever that legacy is.
Whatever it is at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's wild. I don't know. I just it's interesting. Just I just remember, like, it's like the opposite of what my problem was when I was a kid. Like, when I was younger, I had no access to anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't give my finger. It was like I could maybe borrow this or that from somebody, or like hear something on the radio randomly. But like, for the most part, like I didn't have a CD collection. I had, my parents are very limiting in a lot of ways, but like, it's just wild having like an oversaturation of shit at your fingertips and still,
You're spoiled these days.
Yeah. It's like sometimes I take it for granted, I guess. And
for sure.
But goddamn, I mean, like when like younger me would look at me and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, get out there, just like endlessly listen to music. You have so much you can listen to right now.
Yeah. I think a lot of my stuff I steal from Scott's computer. Troy would illegally download it and steal it from his shit.
Troy was the biggest source, man. He had so much good music, and like, oh man, like yeah, I don't know. That dude turned me on to so much music when we were kids, man.
Yeah, between him, Scott, and fucking David Fitz.
Oh, the Fitz. Dude, the Fitz, man. The Fitz is somebody I've been like, I need to try and like reach out to a little more and try and get him on a fucking podcast sometime.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's doing really good now. So
yeah, man. I'm so proud of him, man. That dude is constantly overcoming, and I'm glad he's on a good wave right now. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so. That'd be a fun one though. We should, dude. All three of us should do a podcast.
Whack Arnold's.
Oh, dude, the Whack Arnold's and the Whack Attack, man. People need to know. People
get Rex involved and be like, all right, just jive back to these old shitty bands.
We'll just we should do a live performance.
Good. Me and Rex been recording some random shit, so.
Oh hell yeah, man! I have access to all these random like tracks that Jeremiah has made over the years, and so every now and then I just pick through some and like try to like piece together something. I have like a random song that I find like I'm kind of like polishing up.
Just sampled through everything. It's pretty cool though.
I mean, it really is. Like the dude to fucking like, in terms of like that dude's just a fucking genius. He's like an untapped resource when it comes to music making, man. But yeah, that's cool, dude. I'm glad you and Rex are like collaborating on some shit.
Yeah, just kind of messing around with, for our friend Caleb Jeremiah's house. So
nice.
So it's pretty fun. Reminisce on Jay Schmouder days.
Oh, the Schmau, dude. That's what I'm saying, man. We need to get a couple cats on, and we need to talk about how Magic Rock was born.
Yeah, no, I saw Jasper a couple months ago. We all kind of jammed, so.
Oh my god,
he's doing pretty good too. So
I tell people over here all the time how like I know just like a plethora of just like amazing musicians. It's just
between the shit like Flannery's putting out now, and
well, dude, like you guys have always been like I don't know, always working on shit like you guys all like jam so well together, and you guys just can constantly seem to like push each other into like different directions and better directions. And yeah, I don't know, like it's moving over here, nobody collaborates with each other. They all like work in their isolated pockets, and like it's like everybody's just trying to be like the next grunge star, and so nobody does anything for fucking fun. But it's like the weirdest thing. I'm like, I thought music was like making music was like a fun activity, and like you gotta hang out and like jam,
you
and, like,
just
get weird with your friends, and like
you're saying random shit. You're just doing random, jamming out, feeling it through. So
yeah, but like there's once you let like a certain seriousness like dictate it all, like it becomes a different beast.
Yeah,
I don't know, that's it's weird. It's a weird vibe. But anyway, I'm glad you guys are all always like in contact with each other. It's fucking good, because you guys are just like all an untapped little pocket of like musical artistic awesomeness. So no, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to fluff you, Dusty. Okay.
No, I was always more jealous of Flannery's guitar playing, and
shout out to
Rex and Jasper. These guys are way more talented than me. So,
no,
but yeah.
I mean, either way,
But yeah, it's fun just once you just kind of not care what people think your talents, you just kind of jam it out.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's like you lose the fucking ego and you just have fun with like the activity and like enjoy the moment, and that's where you produce like good shit, you know.
For sure.
Either way, on that note, before Zoom really fucks us over, I'm gonna cut this off. Because classic me. It has been a wonderful conversation once again. With I'm like living in shadow over here. I'm just like leaping out of you.
The sun has gone down,
dude. It has. But yeah, thank you so much for hopping on again and just talking about some random shit, having a good convo, man. I always appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.